All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads, and welcome. Sorry for the little bit of a issue. I'm not sure what happened. The mic wasn't connecting, so I had to just log out, log back into the recording program, and it came right back up. So whatever. I don't know what's going on. Cindy, good to see you. Shauna, awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Cindy, let me know how you're doing with the expireds a little bit later. Let me know if I can be of any help with you. And I have completely redone the school classroom. So make sure you get in there. We're going to be walking through that to start today. So if you haven't joined our school, I want to put the link in there one more time for you, just in case somebody may have missed it. So 1 second. Boom. There we go. Johnny, good to see you. Joni, is it Johnny 1 or Joni 2? I hate mispronouncing names because Scott doesn't get much easier. One syllable sounds like, one. Oh my God, I forgot what I said was one. Oh my God. Anyways, Kat, good to see you. Johnny, right? Johnny. I'm going to say Johnny. Say one if it's Johnny. Because I know we've had this issue before. I know we've had this issue a while back when you were on some of the calls. And Kat, good to see you. I just saw that you signed up recently. I thought you've been a client for a while. That was kind of funny. So, anyways, yeah, I will get my memory checked, and hopefully we can get that resolved. Maybe I need to get Athletic Green to sponsor this webinar. Right? I do have Athletic Green. I got to the point where I got like 10 boxes in my closet, and I had to stop. I had to stop the subscription for a while because I was building up so much backlog. Travel and this, and you forget to take it with you. But regardless, let's get to it. So yeah, open houses. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I have completely redone the open house classroom, open house marketing and mastery. So we got the expired pipeline builder right there, which is we do that 4 times a week, sometimes 5. And then we got open house marketing and mastery. Do note, I'm really excited. All right. So for just sold, if you've got a pending listing that where the contingencies are removed and you're kind of just dialed in and ready to close it, we have just introduced a one-on-one just sold listing pipeline builder. And in the school classroom here, you can get more information about it. Highly recommend it. Where I sit with you or Vince will sit with you, and we literally go through everything. All right. We actually just get it done together for the most part. We'll schedule out a few things for you to do, but the goal of that is so that you are not sitting there wondering what to do. All right. And I think it's awesome because similar to the expired stuff, it's not a monthly coaching thing. It's a one-off where you're going to learn a lot sitting with us and actually doing it together. And then you can likely do it again down the road, or you will remember kind of what we did and you'll be off and running. So it's phenomenal for taking that just sold listing and turning that into at least one more listing. And again, it's immediate short-term benefit for you, but I think there's going to be a lot of medium and long-term as well. All right. Because I know, we do a lot of these live calls, right? We do a lot of live group calls together, but I know sometimes people just want more of a one-on-one. And so we open this up, and we got one for pending if anyone's interested. We got one for, I think, open house maybe. I'll have to look at that. But regardless, I'm going to come back into the classroom tab. So when you're in school, there's a tab here called Classroom. Make sure you're listing Leads Lab, Classroom, and then Open House. And again, I have completely redone this in the last 3 to 4 to 5 days because I want, open houses next to expireds. Open houses are the best way to get buyers, to get sellers, to promote your brand, to get established in a farm area if you do it right. So I want to make sure that we are putting the same effort into open houses as a company, as a vendor, that we do for expireds. Because I think Listings to Leads has some phenomenal tools to help you take that open house into something that is going to be way better than anything you've ever been doing before. And so there's three main parts of the open house: the pre-open house marketing and setup. Obviously, you are at the open house, what's happening there, and then post-open house. All right, it's a follow-up to make sure that we are maximizing all of the leads that we generated, all the visitors that came through, that we are not leaving any lead behind. So with that, and just like the expired, I want you just to work your way down this list. I'm going to close all of this. It looks a little bit cleaner. A couple of comments from agents. I need to add more. Open house mastery presentation. Now, some of you, like Kat, you are on our new system. We have built an entirely new system. It looks very similar to the current one. There are a few little things that are going to be a little bit different for you, but you should be good to go. If you need to get with our support team for a one-on-one walkthrough or get with Vince, definitely please do that. And yeah, no, oh my gosh, we literally just walked through that, but here we go again. So here's the link. So click this link. Now, I don't know exactly where that's going to put you, but you're going to request to join, then click the classroom across the top. Click right here, this community, classroom, calendar, and so on. You'll click classroom, and then the open house one, open house classroom, is on the top right. All right. And if you're in the new system, you're going to click the second link. If you're in the current system, click the first link. It's going to take you right to our presentation. No problem, Mary. I appreciate your being here. So that's going to drop you right here inside of your Listings to Leads account. These three things are all related. We got the presentation. We got the PDF guide that goes along with the presentation. And then we've got the checklist that goes along with both of these. And I'm just going to walk through this for a couple of minutes. This right here would take over an hour to go through if we were to do it together. I highly recommend make sure that you go through this, because this right here is a graduate's degree in open houses, especially to combine it with all the other things that we've got. If you are a trainer, a coach, a broker, a lender, this is a phenomenal lunch and learn or tech training. And in this presentation, it works for your listing or borrowed. In fact, I got a great example to show you. Oh my gosh, on a borrowed listing from a client. So we should be able to generate some really good leads, really good leads. And the goal of the open house is to create an experience that people aren't going to forget. When people go to open houses, at least me, my wife is the opposite. I am what I'm going to share, which is we'll get back and she'll say, "Oh, you remember that open house with that agent, da 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 da." And unless the agent did something either way, bad or good, I don't remember anything. I just don't. And usually it's "Oh, you mean the agent that sat there on the phone the entire time we were there?" Or, "Oh, the agent that we walked in and she barely looked up to say hello." And that's not what we want. All right. That's not what we want. And so we want to create an experience. We want to create conversations. We want to position you as the person. All right. So that we can create more opportunities for ourselves. And so you got a great quote here from Jared James. All right. Talking about, being face to face with people. All right. We want them to remember us. All right. We want visibility. Now, picking your open house, even if you are a listing agent and you got listings, you may want to consider just being a little bit more strategic about the open house that we're going to do. Not all properties are equal. And by that, what I mean is, A, you want to do it in an area where you want to generate buyer and seller leads. You want to do it in a price point that has turnover. So we don't want, it's sexy to do a $4.5 million property for an open house, aside from the fact that it takes an hour to set up, an hour to break down, right? Walking around all the lights and this and that. Oh, just kill me. When I was an agent, we did a lot of high-end homes. And I remember one home literally took me about 40 minutes to break down and set up just because the lights and the doors and everything. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous home, right? A number of them, but they were always just a nightmare for setting up and taking down. So we want to be in a really good price point that's moving. We don't want to be too far out or in a building with security, right? Where people have to jump through hoops to get in there. If it's our listing that we're trying to sell, obviously we're going to do our listing. But when you're thinking about, well, you know what, I want to do an open house, uh, again, just be a little bit strategic about it. If you need to borrow a listing, here's some great information about borrowing a listing. Talk to your broker if you need to. Your broker will be so excited that you are being more proactive. We're going to go through all of this today. So this is just the pre-open house marketing. So, social media to the seller, to the neighborhood, making sure our yard signs are dialed in. I promise you want your yard sign dialed in ASAP. If you do a neighborhood exclusive, those are absolutely phenomenal. I know Dustin Fox, who just put a bunch of listings in today. I saw his listings coming through. Right, he wrote that book, 8 Weeks to Agent Success. He started as a brand new agent with listings to leads like 10 years ago, still using us on pretty much a daily basis. And open houses is where he just blew up his business. And some of this training is taken from him and my conversations with him over the years on what he's doing. So great script here for an open house to making sure that we invite all the neighbors. We'll talk about using the nearby homeowner letter a little bit later and how you can use that in support of a neighborhood preview or just the open house in general. We'll be talking about making sure that we promote our open house via the seller on both Nextdoor and any private Facebook groups that the seller may belong to. We want to make sure that all of those neighbors via Nextdoor, via the neighborhood Facebook groups, see us, right? And the open house. We want to meet those neighbors. Your database. Oh my gosh, you've got to be inviting your database. We got the email. We're going to send the e-flyer to our database. Don't mix the invite to your database for the open house with a newsletter. This should be a separate email. All right. The email that we've got is amazing. All right. It's going right to your gorgeous single property website. And you want to be calling some of your database as well to invite them. You may pick them by buyers. You may pick, some seller leads. Because if you got seller leads, they're probably thinking about buying. And some of the people that live in the area, right? People love looking at homes. And so use that to your advantage. All right. And make sure that we personally call a few of our leads that are in our database. And we got the script inside of your account as well. And then we want to make sure that our open house experience, right, at the open house is going to deliver. And so right here, I got it all spelled out for you. The listings to leads property flyer, which I'll be showing you. Use ChatGPT for a neighborhood guide or summary. You got the open house sign-in form. A lot of top agents, they actually use the print version, not the online version, but I'll be walking through both. Make sure you got a pen or pencil, probably a pen. Just go get, go to Walmart, buy the big pens, 100 for $10 or whatever, maybe off of Amazon. And then have a printout of all the other open houses and listings in the area. You won't be giving that to the people as far as the handout. You'll leave that behind and, create conversation with that a little bit later at the open house. All right, flags and balloons. We want, when people drive by who don't know we're having an open house, people that are looking for the home, we don't want them wondering, is that it? Is that it? We want them to come in going, wow, I can see this is different right from down the street even. So, get a flag, buy some balloons. Flag's a little bit easier because you can put it in a little case and the poles kind of collapse and it's a little bit easier. Balloons are awesome, a little bit more complicated. Right? Make sure you got some music, right? If you got like a little portable speaker, if you got the sellers stuff, music can really make a big difference. I know we don't think about music in an open house that much, but I've had clients tell me the music was actually an awesome touch they'd never thought about before. And I've even had clients where the speaker becomes a point of conversation. So that can be really awesome as well. Obviously, we're going to keep it on the down low, right? Keep it low. We don't want to interrupt and interfere with conversation. Watch the kind of music you're playing, right? We don't want heavy metal or speed metal or anything that's too loud and obnoxious, right? We want to be kind of easygoing. You don't have to play Lawrence Welk or Fred Astaire, but you know my point. Scent and smell is another one. All right. Now we don't want a chemical kind of a smell where people walk in and start complaining about allergies or something. But lavender, potpourri, vanilla, right? Things like that can be phenomenal. So, and to be honest, similar to music, smell, it's one of those senses that people don't think a lot about. So if you got the ability, start thinking about it. And then lastly, food and drinks. I got some great examples for you in the school classroom. So I will show you that in a minute. So let's get out of here. You know where it is now. Back in the school classroom, right here, food and drink. This is what I would do. In fact, give me 1 second. I see some people are trying to get in. So Don, there you go. Mary, there you go. Dominique, there you go. And Jody Ann, there you go. All right, you guys are all in. For food and drink, my favorite are mixed nuts. Why? They last. They're relatively inexpensive and easy to do. You'll just want to make sure that you let people know, right, that if you get one that has peanuts, some don't and some do. I like this one, great jar. What is that? 34 ounces. That's like 2 pounds for $22. Nut and fruit mix right here. That's another great looking one. And then serving options. This is kind of, to me, this is a little bit of the key because, I don't want to be serving like a big bowl of nuts, right? You're going to be gone. You're going to be gone by the fifth person. So, buy some sort of little containers like this, and that way you can fill it up while they're walking around, right? They're not making a big mess, hopefully. And the reason I like the mixed nut idea is it's healthy but tasty. So I know a lot of people like to, oh my gosh, if I see another Safeway acrylic little cookie thing, and you go to the grocery store and you buy like 36 chocolate chip cookies, and most agents just leave it sitting on the table in that in the plastic container. First of all, a lot of people don't want to eat sweets. Safeway cookies or just the standard grocery cookies, I mean, they're okay, but whatever. You can you can do that, but at least put them on a nice, on a plate so it looks a little bit nicer. But I really love the idea of, mixed nuts. So take a look at that. As I keep working down, we got live and recorded calls. So we are all on the live call right now, and the link to your account so you can log in and do this with me. The step-by-step open house marketing checklist is right, or the walkthrough is right here. And our YouTube channel playlist for open houses is right there. All right, now let's get to it. So here's what I've done. Notice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we got at the open house. And there's a few things here. And then we got post open house. And there's 7 different ways to generate, especially seller leads after the open house. So I'm going to close at and post, and I'm going to click on Monday. And what we're going to do is we're going to bounce between here and inside the account getting this stuff done. So Monday, you'll see here I got pick the right property. And there's a link. These are all going to be links to the Facebook mastermind group. Leave comments. If you got a question on what I'm talking about, leave a comment on the post, right? Leave a comment right on the post there. Next up is the Facebook ad. All right. Again, click a video. It's going to take you to a past webinar where I'm talking about the Facebook ad. And if you click the Facebook group link, it'll take you to a post where I'm talking about Facebook ads. And so I'm not going to click every single link all the way through this because we're going to go through it together. But just so that you know later, in fact, I saw somebody talking about bite-sized training. I think this right here, right, for open houses is awesome. And then I'm going to do the same thing for just sold and pending, just listed coming soon, and so on and so forth. So Monday, all right, Facebook ad in the seller sphere of influence. So I've logged into my listings to leads account. I'm going to go to my listings, click listings. And if you need help getting the listing into your account, get with our support team. They will help you out. If you've got a listing and you want to add the open house, what you're going to do, a couple of ways of doing it, but just right here on the dashboard, click where it says add open house on the far right. And otherwise click edit and you'll see a tab for open house under edit. So I'm going to click for open house and just navigate, right? Select the open house date and time, and hit add open house, and you can do multiple. So if you got Saturday and Sunday, phenomenal. So I've already got the open house for the 12th, and you'll see there's a little green indicator, open house. And one more thing before I do anything is I'm going to click edit, photos, and rearrange your photos, please. So the top 4 or 5 are in the front. Typically what you want this to look like is front of the home, maybe the kitchen, the living room, primary bed or bath, or another great feature of the property, and then the backyard. So because the first 4 to 5 photos are in the default open house image template, in the e-flyers, in the listing flyers. So if we do this, not only is it a better experience for the people looking at your marketing, it's a better experience for you. Cheaper leads, better leads, more engagement, more attractive marketing. All of that is accomplished by just dragging and dropping. Now, Cat, you're going to see it's going to look just a little bit different, but it's the same idea. You just click and you're going to drag. All right, boom, bada bing. When you're good to go, click save, and then click regenerate GIF. Because again, there's a few different things that we're doing, and I want to make sure that those first 4 to 5 photos are showing up everywhere just perfectly. All right, now when we do that, after we're good to go there, click market listing. So right there, market listing. Again, here's that step-by-step guide if I need it, but I'm going to go to Facebook and Instagram ads. And before we do that, I'm going to bring up, because I really want you to check this out. So here's an ad from last week. All right. There was an open house March 28th. That might have been a week and a half ago. I just saw it in admin. So, and I've used purple little bars to, cover up any personal information. So here's the ad. Here are the 3 questions that she asked. So we've got like 20 plus questions, and I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so we can read it easier. So hopefully, let me know if you can read that pretty easily. All right. So when you click on the ad, this is what comes up. And it says, what is your time frame to buy? Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Would you like to be notified first when similar listings hit the market? These are not the 3 default questions. All right. The agent went in, she selected the bottom 2 questions. The top one is default, but she selected these 2 questions, price reduced, notified of similar listings. And I'm going to show you of the first 7 or 8 leads that were generated, or might have been the last 7 or 8, whatever. I'll just kind of going down the list of her leads. And, I clicked to like 6 or 7. And here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full name. All right. Email. Now I'm showing you this because when you get your lead notifications, this is so powerful because those questions are going to help you engage these buyers at a much higher level. And those are great questions. I mean, I love those questions. All right. So look at this: name, email, phone number. Would you like a list of price reduced? Yes. Notified of similar listings hitting the market? Yes. Time frame to buy? 1 to 3 months. Next up, full name, email, phone number. Price reduced? Yes. Notified of similar listings? Yes. Time frame to buy? 3 to 6 months. Full name, email, phone number, time frame to buy? 12 plus months. Would you like to be notified of similar listings? Yes. Would you like a list of price reduced? Yes. Now I'm showing you this. Oh, Cindy, don't worry. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Okay. Is anybody else getting booted out? Oh no, that's no good. Mary, are you good to go? And no, Cindy, right now I'm just showing you this first so that you hopefully appreciate it better, so that when we get to it, you'll be a little bit more like, see the bigger picture of it. Does that make sense? Cindy, are we good on that? Here's another lead. Barbara, 901, right? Name, email, phone number. Time frame to buy, 1 to 3. Similar listings, yes. Price reduced, yes. And the last one right here, right? Name, email, phone number. Price reduced, yes. Notified of similar listings, no. Time frame to buy, 3 to 6. This is so awesome because now, right? And these were only like the first 7 of the first 8 leads I looked at, right? I just was kind of going down the list and I'm like, well, I got 5 screenshots. I think I'm good to go. I don't need any more. I think everyone's going to get the point to this. Because now when I call these leads, email, text, or phone call, I'm going to reference the fact that they want a list of price reduced homes for sale. That they want a list, in this case here, she said yes to similar listings. So when I call them, I'm going to just confirm, thank you for checking out our open house that we got coming up this weekend. And I saw that you'd like to get a list of price reduced homes for sale in the area and similar listings. Would you like, is there any features that you are considering, or is there anything about a home or the area that's super important to you, like school districts or having a pool or being on a single floor, right? Or primary bedroom on a single floor with bedrooms on the second floor, right? So you can use their wants, right? Wanting price reduced, wanting list of similar homes for your follow-up to provide better and greater value to better your engagement. Does that make sense? Because when we're only getting name, email, and phone number, we're calling them up like, what? All right. Hey, you want to go schedule a showing? You want to schedule a showing for this home? No. Right. Then not. I don't have anything else. So when we customize these questions like that, it's a whole new ball game. So check it out. When we're in the Facebook ad work area, I can change up the property description or the ad text if I want to. Here's my image, and it looks beautiful because I rearranged the photos. Okay. I got a lifetime budget. You want minimum of $10 a day. If you're doing an open house, I mean, I know, we all got to watch our budgets. I absolutely get it. But if you can spend, more money, I'm going to spend a little bit more money. And I'm going to set that end date to the 12th. And I'm just going to change the time. That way it'll just end during the open house. All right. If you got the sideways template or another template, I would go change template. And I like the template with the image on top. Right? Sometimes people will get this one, and this is fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I just like the image on top. And I can change the text, the color, right? Click edit, and you can change everything there if you need to. But mine's already good to go. Now those questions, All right, those questions. All right, and again, I can add, this could be a video, all of that great stuff, but those questions, open up, click advanced options, right? And it's going to open up this whole new area, create new form, that green button, and then just right here, form questions. That's easy peasy. Name, email, and phone number, leave it alone. Don't touch that. And if I click, right, notice it's on 2. That's the second part of the lead form. If I go to 1, I see I've got, what is your time frame to buy? Like the other woman did. Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? Do you have a home to sell? So that's what I've got right now turned on. That's default. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to leave, what is your time frame to buy? I'm going to turn off ultimate guide to buying a home. And there's, would you like a list of price reduced? Would you see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance? Right, that can be a great question, especially if you're working with a lender. Would you like to be notified when similar listings hit the market? All right, that's what she had. Yes or no? And I mean, there's a lot of great questions here. A lot of great questions. Do you have a home to sell? I've seen a few people do 4 questions in addition to name, email, and phone number. I say stick with 3. If you do 4, pay attention to your cost per lead. So I like to do just 3. So, for every question that you add, it's going to cause more people to drop out. Now, I've seen actually a few people do really well with 4 questions, but I've also seen people not do well. And create ad. That's it. It's literally that easy. Any questions, Cindy? Do you see how that works now? So just click advanced options, the green, create new form, and then you're going to see form questions right there. Just click it and just double check. Once you at this point, if you give it about 2 to 3 minutes, the view will work. So right now the view is going to show broken. Watch this, right? And it says no longer active. I don't know why they give that message. Don't freak out. It just means it's not active yet. So I'm going to show you an older one. So this is a great way to test it. So it'll come up, right? It'll look like this. Now it's not clickable, but you can see the preview. And then over here, there's a blue button called Show Ad. In about 2 minutes after the ad is sent, that will be live. So we're going to scroll down. Usually 3 to 4 posts, like boom, there we go. Now here's the ad. I click, what's your time frame to buy? Would you like my ultimate guide? So this is, this wasn't the one we just did. This is an older one. But now I can see I got my questions. Hit continue, name, email, and phone number. Continue. You're on the single property website automatically. You don't have to add any of that. We've got it all dialed in for you. Can I edit a current Facebook ad for an open? No, technically you can, but I would not do that. I would just run, turn it off and run an open house as new. You know why? Because you don't want the algorithm and just all the stats to get all messed up. If there's a specific reason that you think you might want to do that, maybe go into the Facebook mastermind group, leave a comment, and myself and others can chime in on what we think, right? I mean, there's no definitive word on that necessarily, but typically I like just to run it as a brand new ad. Now, the only time maybe I wouldn't is if the current ad is generating leads at like $1.30, right? Something super cheap. I might be tempted to try it. Gita, yes, you don't have to, but I would, just so that I'm not scrolling all the way down through advanced options. You can just write form questions, close, then close, then turn off advanced options, and then that way the create ad button's just right there for you. It's just a little cleaner. All right, social media post. It's funny. I've been talking to people and I tell people I actually turn off auto posting. Why? Because I like to go in here, edit the image, edit the text, make it a little bit more compelling. You know, I know people that they got a prompt in AI and they like to, for open house in particular. Uh, and so they like to do that and, just do something a little bit more. And so, you can turn off auto posting. This is all editable. I can edit this. You got it for X, LinkedIn, Instagram. And I believe you can edit for each one of these separately and Google. And then if it's kind of late, I'm doing it, just hit schedule and schedule it out for whatever you think is appropriate or post now. You're going to use the single property website, but if you want that post instead to go to a landing page where they got to sign in to view all the details, you can do that as well. The single property website also has lead capture on it, obviously. So, and here's where everything is linking to, just in case you don't know. All right. So the ad, the post, the e-flyer, everything links to the property website where we've got just a ton of great content options, videos, 3D tours, professional photos, area videos, street view, your 100-point home marketing plan, all your client reviews, right? All of this PDF guides that they can download, school information, the print brochures, like everything, right? Just a ton. Oh, I closed that. Let's go back to listings. And so, yeah, so let me go back to the open house. I apologize. I got a little bit excited and I clicked a little bit too fast. So again, market listing. And we were looking at the social media post. All right. And so far, everything I'm doing here is listing agents and the agents borrowing a listing. Now, the next one here, these next two items, and if we go back to the school, right? Monday, Facebook ad we just did, and now the seller sphere of influence, social media and email. So seller, social media. Now these are posts that we want on the seller's Facebook page. There's an email. So we want that email to go to the seller. And that way, look, we got the best 4 to 5 photos that are going to rotate through the GIF. And we're also going to ask the seller to put this in any Facebook mastermind group, any Facebook neighborhood group that they belong to, and even next door. So we want the neighbor to put this everywhere. And I'm going to give you a quick little role play on how to make sure that that will happen. What you're going to do is click, right, seller, social media. There's going to be a green button here right next to edit email. Click that green button, drop in the seller's email. If there's 2 of them, just hit enter and add in the other one. Put in the salutation and click send. Do you want to send it? Yes, I do. And then just do the same thing for the e-flyer. Now, both of these are going to link right to the property website like we just saw automatically. There's nothing you need to do. So again, click the green button, right? See how that auto-filled? And hit send. Then you're going to call the seller up, and this is so important. Please do not forget this. Again, this is something that I've had clients tell me, they didn't use it in the beginning because they just felt a little bit funny. When they started using it, not only did the seller love it, but they got great comments from their sphere of influence, especially on Facebook, and they generated great leads, because it's a seller sphere of influence, and the seller is now promoting you. All right. And when we do it at just listed, open house, pending, just sold, the seller's friends, the seller's sphere of influence sees us as a successful agent that got the home sold. And so we want them to see us multiple times during the course of that transaction. So what's going to happen is you're going to be CC'd. You will get copied on this. They will get the emails. And so you want to call them up. And essentially you're going to say, hey, Gita, Scott here. We got the open house coming up on Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. And we just got the Facebook ad out. We got some stuff on social. We're going to be hitting our database next. And we got a lot of other things we're doing. We expect a great turnout. We're super excited to do this. And I sent you 2 emails just now. One of them is going to be for you to just copy and paste to your Facebook page. The other is an e-flyer that you can forward out to people. And we do this because you likely know people who know people that would love to buy a home in the area. And in this market, we do not want to leave any stones unturned. So if you can let me know if you have any questions on this, I'll be more than happy to walk you through it. Again, I'll call you back in a couple of days just to give you an update on where we're at with the open house, but we're super excited and we can't wait to get everybody in. All right, something like that. So it's a little bit of an open house update. Let them know what you're doing, and then put the tools in the context of, right, how I did, right? You know people who likely know people who would love to buy a home in the area, and we don't want to leave any stones unturned. Make sense? And I tell you, I've never had somebody come back and tell me, oh my God, the sellers hated it. They thought it was awful. No, it's usually the opposite. One last thing before I forget. When they put it on Facebook, if you're able to, not everyone's friends are connected, but if you can, like the post and leave a quick comment like, looks great, right? You don't need to just looks great. That's all you need. That way you're going to be notified every time somebody else comes along and leaves a comment. And some of these comments you're going to want to reply to, like, great pictures. What time is the open house? Can I schedule a showing? Who is a photographer for those, whatever, people, all sorts of things that they're going to comment. Some of them may not be appropriate for you to reply to. All right. But some are. And you want to comment because now you're going to increase your engagement of the post and you with the sphere of influence. So I would, make sure when you're commenting, make sure you comment with the thought that you're in a room or a cafe or something with the seller, your client, with the person that you're commenting to, as if you were all talking together. So, just be appropriate, right? Be helpful, add value. Next up, Instagram stories, TikTok, so on and so forth. So check this out. I'm just going to be showing this to you. I should almost kind of rearrange this. So see examples. Let's do this first. I got 5 days of links and polls for you. Open house. And this is if you're a listing agent or you're borrowing the open house. I got a poll and I got a link. And I got a video showing you how to do this. Once you know how to do this, you're going to be like, oh, wow, that is so cool and easy. Here's a open house story promoting the open house. I got a poll and I got a link to a landing page where they can download a PDF guide. Does that add value or what? Here's a little video clip. All right. Again, going back just to the property website. And these are all free, absolutely free. And you should do this every day for a different part of the home. Free ultimate guide to buying a home download. Back to the landing page. And here's another one. Cindy, was that your house? Was that your listing? I think that's your listing. Yeah, it is your listing. I actually sent you, did you ever get, I sent you a Facebook message on that because I saw that listing. It was like beautiful. And so I took the photo and I just threw it into Grok. So I was just playing around with Grok video and boom, open house. Yeah. So yeah, beautiful, great property. All right, let's go back into the school. Let me show you. So again, under Instagram stories, TikTok, here's a video of me walking through it. The examples we just looked at, how to add links and polls. So here's a quick little 7-minute video on how to add links and polls in an Instagram story. And I literally show you on my phone. Let me show you. Like you're going to see, like I bring up my phone. And so you're looking right at my phone So it's easy, easy, easy. And then right here, the 5-day campaign. So if you need help with some ideas, I literally break it out day one, right? And I even show you where the link is to grab it. There's a screenshot, right? There's your link. I give you the poll, right? Recommendation. You can do whatever you want, but sometimes, especially if you're just starting out, right? Day two, story two, kitchen. Here's your poll, and here's the link I recommend. And I show you where the link is. Day three, day four, day five, right? Again, poll idea, link to whatever it is that I recommend. Now, when I say recommend, I recommend it in the sense of this would be something great to do. There's a lot of great things that you can do. So you might want to link to a different PDF guide, a different landing page, whatever. Take it, have fun, right? And you're going to do this every day, and you're going to see this every day on the to-do list. Now, the last thing for Monday, now I know it's Tuesday, so try to get this done as soon as possible. Your open house sign needs three things. The open house from your association. All right, so drop by your association ASAP, pick this up, and if you can put it on the top somewhere on the yard sign, we want to let all the neighbors know. All right, the neighbors aren't going to know. They don't have ESP, right? Maybe one of them does, but most of them don't. They're not talking to the seller probably on a every weekly, daily basis. Maybe they are, but don't expect that. So I want to make sure everybody in the neighborhood knows we have an open house coming up. And then I want to order this from Listings to Leads or a local provider where they can text. Yep, there you go. Right? Text. And I want that on the yard sign. Now, if you order from Dirt Cheap Signs, it will take about a week and a half to get to you, but just order it so that the next open house that you've got, you can have it there. Now, when this will last me for a year or two, as long as when I put it in my car, I put it in something that'll make sure. Now, in fact, when Dirt Cheap Signs or wherever you order it from, if you order it from somewhere else, when they ship it, it's really well protected. And you're going to see here sign writers right there. I like the one without the QR code. And so you can just pick whatever one you like and click download. You can change the colors. So here's the default file. And I'm probably going to go about 10 minutes late, everybody. I apologize. But I've got breakouts for every little thing you need in that school classroom. So if you have to leave, I get it. If you want to order from Dirt Cheap Signs, right there, Dirt Cheap Signs. And just pick the top one. And click in here, delete it. And now upload. I have legal rights, browse for the file, and go to download right there. Next, make sure you got the product size. I got 9x24 selected. Just kind of click and drag or hit the expand button. You can also ask their support people right here, right? Because it says like stretch. I always have a hard time with this. And then so I just ask for people, hey, I'm doing and I want it full bleed, meaning it goes like all the way across, like there's no white. And they were really cool, and they just were like, yeah, sure, we'll do that for you. I just want to make sure I don't want to order something and it's not what I expect. There's a product builder or border, which is whatever. I didn't. And then save and checkout. Well, you're going to want, this was 9x24. And, I'll just tell you right now, I think the sign writer was like 30. What I did is I went save and checkout. Yes, I approve. But again, right, I was hitting up with their chat people just to make double check. I did aluminum. and that in grommets. There's no cost to the grommets. They just right. Oh, I did double sided, so it's $2 more. Add to cart, and so it's 24. But then it was like $20 for shipping, which kind of annoyed me. But it is what it is. If you can get it done locally, phenomenal, right? Great, whatever. But for $50 or 46 bucks essentially, $50, I've got something that's going to last for a year. All right. And if I'm doing open houses, this will help me generate some phenomenal leads. So, I don't care if you get it done through dirt cheap signs. I just want you to make sure that you got a yard sign that can actually help you convert. All right. Let's go to Tuesday. Social media posts. We actually already did that. I got ahead of myself, apparently. The e-flyer to your database. And then we're going to call through our database. And then you got the Instagram story where we're going to do the living room. So again, I got this every day, right? And you saw the link to the poll, the links and how to grab all of that. There's how to do the video. I got all of that for you. So I'll mention it, but I'm not going to walk through it every day because we want to get done in the next like 10 to 15 minutes. So the e-flyer for your database, back in here, e-flyer for your database. Now, if you're on the new system, we've organized all these things a little bit better, I think, but you'll still see it there. You'll see it'll say database, and then you'll open it up and it'll show you these items. But here's the e-flyer. So that's going to link to the property website. Most e-flyers that I get from people are atrocious because when I click on the address, it goes to Google Maps. Ours doesn't. And we let people know that home values do change automatically. So this is all automatic. It's gorgeous. It promotes your brand. It's got your picture. It's got your client review website from listings to leads right here. I mean, look at this. Is this awesome or what? I'm telling you, you do not want to be sending out your open house invitation. And that's what it is. It's an open house invitation. You don't want to bury this in a newsletter. Send this separately to your database. Send it through your own CRM. The easiest way to send it through your own CRM, just click in there and copy it. Right? Copy it. Go to your CRM, drop it in. It's that easy. There's also the copy code function. Right? Copy code of signature, copy code for follow-up boss. Now the code is copied. I go to my CRM and let me just show you kind of what that looks like. Now every CRM is a little bit different, but essentially you're going to go where you're going to create an email blast or email to your database. Like I'll say open house Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. Hit next. Now, if I was just going to copy and paste the email itself, just paste it in there. When you do this, when you do it, the copy code version, a little bit more complicated, not really. Just in your editor, follow-up boss, bold, go high level. They've all got, it's either going to say HTML or source. You click it, paste, click it again. And now I've got the email. Beautiful. So get that out the door. Get that out the door. We saw this in the presentation. And then call through your database to invite people. Right? You're going to have an open house if you follow our training that you see there in the school classroom, that you see in the presentation that we were walking through that's in your account. You're going to have an open house that is better. And the more you do it, the better you get and the more confidence, and you start collecting, items that you're going to use at every open house. You're going to have the best open house. And so I want to get some of my database people there. So call your database. If you can call, 5 to 10, 10 to 20 people, look at, in your CRM, do a search for people that live in the area. I know people that do catering that bring like full on like tacos, that bring, something a little bit more involved, like actual food, right? And when you do that, you tell people, and even the mixed nuts, right? Yeah, we're gonna have a catered open house. It should be phenomenal. We're gonna have a little bit of music. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. I'd love to see you there. All right, we got the script right here for you. So yeah, please call through your database. Invite your people. And then for Instagram, you're gonna feature the living room. And for each of these Instagram stories, reels, and TikTok, right? Um, there can be images or an image or a little video clip. So you saw, right, when you click where it says see examples, that's just I downloaded the ad image from Listings to Leads. That's just a straight up regular image of the property, a little video clip of the front of the house, a little video clip of the interior, walking from like the kitchen to the dining room, and then just a little video clip of the backyard. So these are not full on property videos, okay? I just want to keep that very, very clear. I'm not posting property videos. These are teases. I'm teasing different parts of the home. Wednesday, this is the day you don't want to miss. Nearby homeowner letter. And then we got a couple of things we're going to start preparing for the big day, the 100-point home marketing plan, right? Like this one right here, which I'll show you. Right, we want to have this at the open house. And so for the nearby homeowner letter, right, there's some links you can go take a look at. But the nearby homeowner letter right there, nearby homeowner letter, we want to invite the neighbors. There's a JPEG, there's a PDF. I recommend you can mail it. You can totally mail it. You'd have to get it out by today, probably, just to make sure it gets there in time, or plan, next time to get it out by Monday or Tuesday. I would door knock. I would print 100 of these. I would go door knock. I know some people, they will take a bag like this, right? Like you can buy these off of Amazon, like 100 of them for like $15. And that way you can put it at the property so it's not just flying around or in the mail, but you don't want to do it in the mailbox. You're going to get into trouble. Someone's going to hop on Nextdoor. Oh my God, Scott Pierce was dropping his, BS in my mailbox. Oh, you don't want that. I would also carry this with me, right? I would carry my 100-point home marketing plan and knock on doors, all right? I know women, men, older people, younger people that do this. Always be safe. I would love to take somebody with me, even if it's an assistant, a significant other, a kid, right? Not a 5-year-old, but if you got like a preteen or a teenager, have them go with you. All right. That way you can kind of talk while you're walking around. I've done this before with agents in my area. All right. It's kind of fun. You sit there and you're just commenting on all the different homes and everything. But this right here is one of the best things for generating seller leads. Clients mail it out, like they'll mail out 1 to 200 at just listed, 1 to 200 at just sold, door knock 100 for an open house. And they're getting listings constantly, like literally very consistently getting listings from doing that. And you're going to get more people to the open house. When you combine this with the yard sign, it is beautiful, right? Because now they get the letter, they see the yard sign, and it's phenomenal. Now, we do have postcards and door hangers. It's a little bit rough to try to do that for an open house, only because you need more lead time. But we do have them, just like we do for pending, sold, coming soon, just listed. I did a interview with a client, 10 listings in 10 weeks. And he calls 200 people a week, between circle prospecting and his database. He calls 200 people every single week, and he's closing a listing a week. Plus he's got buyers. And he's doing 2 to 4 listing presentations a week. This guy is busy, but he knows sales, which is what we all do. Sales is about talking to people. And I know we have excuses We got reasons. We've got a ton of ways, and we've told ourselves we can't do this. A lot of people do, and they do well with it. So, we got the affiliate link with My Plus Leads. So if you want a 30-day free trial, if you don't have RedX or Mojo or Espresso Agent or whatever, that is one of the few programs that you really need, I think, in real estate. And a lot of people don't think they do, but between getting expired contact information, the FISBO contact information, cancels, the ability to easily circle prospect a neighborhood, especially around an open house and a sold and a pending listing, it's phenomenal. All right. So please circle prospect your open house. If you need our affiliate link for My Plus Leads, get into the mastermind group and ask me for it. It's also in the expired classroom. All right. So, because listen, and this is where I talk about not every home is equal when doing an open house. So, when I'm going to do an open house, I want to do it in a neighborhood that I can door knock. That's one of the things I'm looking at. Right. If I'm in a super rural area, or maybe I'm in a condo building where I can't door knock, or I'm in a neighborhood that just like an HOA that does not allow it, that's kind of a bummer. All right. That's kind of a bummer because I'm missing out on one of the top ways to get more listings. And so between the seller sharing it, between the yard sign, between door knocking and circle prospecting, it's awesome. Now, one more thing I did not mention about the yard sign, and I forgot, and we got to get to the open house sign-in form. This is an investment as well. You want, while you're at your association picking up the open house, you might as well get the one for pending as well, and just sold if you can do just sold. Might as well just buy them all together. You want this on the yard sign. So buy an acrylic flyer box. All right. Somebody, right? I do Google ads, I do Facebook ads, but I also do paper. Paper, just like the nearby homeowner letter. All right. Paper still works. And we got the QR code automatically there. You got the text code automatically there. You got the seller lead capture automatically there. These are awesome. Why? Open house, text for more information. And then some people, what they're going to do is they would actually pick up a flyer if there was one, and they carry it what? They carry it back home. What happens? It sits on the kitchen countertop. It sits on the dresser in the bedroom. It sits in the dining room, whatever. It's laying around somewhere. And all of these ways for them to scan, to text, right, to go to the URL, phenomenal ways of generating leads. So get that listing flyer on your yard sign. So open house sign-in form, and then I'm just going to quickly touch on a few of the things you want to make sure you've got at the open house, like the PDF guide flyers, so people can scan and generate leads and engagement at the open house. So the open house sign-in form, all right, beautiful, completely customizable. I can rearrange questions. I can turn them on or off. I can edit them. I can add new ones. You can do short answer, drop down, check boxes, open form field, right? All of that. You don't need to do anything. Any edits you make go to both the online and the paper. So people tap, if it's a tablet, they answer the questions. And this is why these are so good. We will automatically send a PDF guide. So this is a great offer. 6 things to check before buying a home. Name, email, and phone number, hit submit. They will get the autoresponder with that guide in it automatically. There will be a link to the property website automatically, and your listing leads, lead gen signature at the bottom. If you use the print version, just make sure after the open house that you add them to the online version. Print up 20 copies, 15 copies of the letter or the sheet. Make sure when people fill it out, you put it somewhere secure, right out of the way. We don't want people seeing everyone's phone number and email. All right. It's just not a good look for you. All right. And it's not very safe for them. But a lot of people use this print version. They like the print version better. They just do. There's also a QR code that people can scan. So let's go back to school and notice on Wednesday, print and share your 100-point home marketing plan. So there's a link to a Facebook post. Excuse me. Right. A little bit more information. There is PDF guide flyers for buyers and sellers. Now, I'm going to show you, we got links to them actually, but check this out. All the PDF guides have these flyers, and these are awesome. These are awesome to have at the open house. They just are. I'm telling you, they're so phenomenal. If you look under here at the open house, print 100-point home marketing plan, right, that we were just talking about. Download. You can download this. If you're in the old system, click here. It's going to take you right into Listings to Leads right here. And I can print this. I can download the PDF and print it. If you've already got a copy, you're good to go. You don't need to redo it again. It says here or here. If you're in the new system, you'll click this one. You can view a sample right here. The video. Oh my gosh, this video. This video is in your Listings to Leads account. And again, I got a link in the old, link in the new system for you. I'll show you that here in a second. It's going to take you to the video library inside of your Listings to Leads account. And just type in, it says right there, I'll show you. Just type in 100. And short video, long video. So when I mouse over it, right, long video, you can literally play it from right here. It's also downloadable, and you can put it on your YouTube channel. So having this playing at your open house is phenomenal. So you got the video playing on a laptop. You've got your 100-point home marketing plan, hard copy, laying on a table. And then you got a few of the PDF guides, right, in acrylic flyers, acrylic holders for people to scan. You have one of the best open houses right there to engage people. And so what you're going to do is after people sign in, just say something like, so they sign in, let me know if you have any questions, about the property. At some point, just say to them, my 100+ point home marketing plan to get home sold is sitting on the table over there. If you'd like to take a look at it, feel free, right? Just say that. That's all you have to say. Anyone that is a homeowner, as soon as they hear that your 100+ point home marketing plan is sitting over there, they're going to be curious as to what it looks like. So they're going to go over there and take a look at it. Now, you don't want to go scare them away and, corner them, but you might just say something like, hey, you know what? If you like, or what you might say is, have you ever seen a marketing plan for properties, right? Like this one? And they're probably going to say, oh yeah, no, I never have. And then you might say something like, and some of you are going to be better than me at this, but you might say something like, would you be totally opposed if I sent a copy to you via text or email? That way you have it. So down the road, I know you're not thinking about selling, but that way you just have it for down the road, right? So because there's a link to it, you got the flipbook link that you can send via text, via email, and hey, if they're thinking about selling at some point, you're going to know that right there as well. See the video on YouTube? There's a link to the video on YouTube right there. Because you can download it, and here's a how-to video. So how to do all of this. So, and if you can play it on the seller's TV, even better. Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome. Having that thing playing on the TV. Like, how cool is that? All right, and the last thing here for Friday. All right, check this out. Seller request visitor sign-in. Open house sign-in form, and then open house prep. So right here is a link to a Canva document, which some people like to put this on the front door. And so what you're going to do is click on the link where it says Canva and request access to it. And then when I grant you access, what you're going to do is click File, Make a Copy. Right there, make a copy. That way you can edit the image. If there's anything else you want to edit, you can. But I got it set up so that you should be able to, you can use this just after you change that photo. So grab a photo of the listing you've got, drop it in there, resize it so it looks beautiful. And then the next link down here is this one. This was a different one, and there's a little bit of blurb on how to use it. So this came from a client, and she goes, this is what I do. She goes, I get a stand. She goes, I get the QR code from Listings to Leads. So there's a QR code. She has a stand, something like this, and it's at the front door. And it just says open house 1 to 3, please scan the QR code, and it scans to the open house form. And so they have to fill that out before coming in. And she commented on the post, right? Miss India Hall. So that came from her. I absolutely loved that idea. And so, I'm sorry, let me go back to it real quickly here because the Canva link is right here. So here's the Canva link. And again, request access, copy to your right file, make a copy, and then you can drop your QR code from Listings to Leads right there. And just, 2 to 4, 1 to 5, whatever you got. Easy, easy, easy. Awesome. And I think I'm good. PDF guides, right? Some links to the PDF guide post, 100-point home marketing plan. You want that video. And then right there. All right. So any questions? Kat, are you good? Cindy, are we all good? Sorry to go long. Open houses are usually a little bit longer. Just the way it is. Because there's, we got the before, during, and after. So we always want to make sure this is not like a just listed or, active marketing open houses. There's more to it. And so we want to make sure that we are prepared, that we are not winging it. You may not get it all on the first try. That's fine. Just start getting better at it each time. So for example, if you buy these are an investment. I'm going to save these and I'm going to put them in the back of my car in my open house box so that I don't even have to think about these after the first time. They're just there. Same thing with the presentation booklet, right? This right here. I'm going to print it up and I'm going to get a nice print copy of it. I'm going to put it in a folder and I'm going to have it in my open house box. So when I show up to an open house, I know I got this. I know I got the print flyers. I know I got the video either on my laptop or on YouTube that I can play at the open house. Yeah, Kat, if you got any questions, get into the mastermind group, ask away. The worst thing you can do, well, it's not the worst, but is to not ask. All right. There's going to be something you don't know, you don't remember, you're not clear on. The best thing you can do is ask a question, because that way I can help you with it. And then you can do it. The first time you do it, you may not nail it. It might be the second or third time, but you're going to get better, right? You're going to have more fun. So with that, how do you get the QR code for your listings? For the listing, there's 2 QR codes in reference to this. The QR code for my single property website is right here, right under QR code. But for the open house sign-in form, the QR code is right here. So, I think you could even go, can I go send to your device? But no, I'm just going to go download PNG, open it up, right click, copy image. And then and this is true for any kind of image, any kind of Canva, just paste it in there, right? Delete that one and just resize it to your heart's desire so that you think it looks good. Boom. And now when I scan that, let's go ahead and scan it together. If it's big enough for you to scan, please do. And boom, I'll show you what it looks like here. Yeah. And if I do sideways, there's sideways, there's vertical, and it takes like literally 2 seconds. Cool. Patricia, does that help you out there? Are you good to go on that one? Let me know. How do you get the generic? What do you mean? Which one? What do you mean by generic? Which one? The one with open house or the one with the one with the text for more information? But either way, it's right. It's like right below listing flyers. So two below open house, and then there's quite a few different versions. And so I just download, go to my. In fact, I wonder, does Vistaprint allow this? Sign writers. Yeah, I don't know. You might even ask your broker. There might be a local. There might be a local company that can do it as well. Yeah. What I do is I just click above. And I know it could be a little bit easier, more apparent, but dirt cheap signs. And then, like I said, just pick one, delete the one that's there, right? So click delete, and then just upload the one that you just downloaded from Listings to Leads, right? And that will populate, expand it, ask their people for help. Hey, I'm making an order. I want it to go, all the way across. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, this one, right? That's it. Because then um, these text codes are reassignable. So when this listing is sold, I can move this rider to another listing. Does that make sense? So this code 10001006 will stay in my account. So once an extension is assigned to you, it'll stay in your account, and you can just reassign it. So that way, when I get this created, all right. Can you guys hear me? It looks like my mic. I don't know. I think I popped this, but anyways, yeah. So this I can move this from listing to listing. Um, yeah. So anyways, I think you guys got that. All right. Perfect. All right. Man, I'm telling you now, I'm really messing myself up here. Okay, I think we're good. All right, everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining me as always. I'm going to don't run, because I want you to fill out my post webinar satisfaction survey. I would love to get your feedback. I want to make sure that we are providing good, actionable content that you can actually use, grow your business from. If I'm not only are you wasting your time, but I'm wasting my time. And I want to make sure that I am not wasting anybody's time. So would love to have you click on that link, fill out some constructive criticism, and we can all get better all the time. So with that, everybody, thank you for joining us. Get into the mastermind group, get with our support if you have any questions. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon, great evening. Talk to you soon.